here we go. So this piece is with round 8 completed, and we're using mint again, as you can see. Nothing too concerning on this round, but again, before you start, have a little count of your stitches from round 7. In the pattern they are broken down by stitch types, but if you just want to count around you know, the stitches on the top like that, you're going to be looking for 56 stitches, if my maths serves me well. Yes, I think it does. That's broken down to 32 trebles, 16 doubles and 8 front post trebles. So to my mind, it's kind of easier to work that all together and just count it to make sure you've got enough. So as mentioned, yeah, there's not too much to concern yourself with on this round. We're working kind of the bulk of it in double crochet in the back loops only, and we've got some more front post treble, so you're quite familiar with all of this. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about anchor points in this one, I think. Just that helps me and it might help you. So let's get started. Right, so we're going to join the mint into the top of any of the front post trebles from the round previously. So that's the middle treble of that little group of 5. So just going to go in there, and back loops only. I'll keep saying it just to remind you so that I remember really. So just pull your yarn through and make a chain, and that's going to count as your first double crochet. UK terms, obviously. We're going to start our repeat by doing 4 double crochet. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and a little word here on crocheting over your ends. I find it really helpful on these kind of foundation rows to crochet over the ends so they're nicely held in, and you know, there's not much to do with them at the end because you've dealt with them as you go along. And I'm just going to show you how to do that in a minute. But we've done 4 double crochet to start with, and we're going to do a front post treble. That will bring us right up nicely in line with the front post treble from the previous mint round. So we're going to put our hook from back to front through, from front to back behind that front post treble, and make ourselves another front post treble. Okay, so first little thing to be aware of, we're not skipping any stitches on this round. So if you remember before, we pulled our work forward and just made sure that we work in every single stitch on the round, and that's what we're going to be doing on this one as well. So to finish our repeat, we've got 3 double crochet. That's 1, that's 2, and can you see how I'm putting my hook under the mint tail that's sitting behind the work and making my stitch, and that's just catching the tail in. I'll show you again. You see my hook is going under both, and it's catching the tail in on the back nicely, so you can't see it. Sorry, so I've let's just look at that repeat then. I've done 4 double crochet to begin with. I've done a front post treble around the front post treble from the previous mint row. I've skipped no stitches whatsoever, and I've finished my repeat with 3 double crochet. That's our repeat that we're going to use all the way round, and it neatly brings us back to where we first started, which is in the top of the front post treble from the round before. That's what I like to call my anchor point. If I start every repeat in that place, that front post treble, then I know I'm doing okay, and that my stitch count is good, and that I'm doing the repeat correctly. So that's, I'm sure you do that anyway. I'm sure you do, but in case you don't, there's a little tip from me, who has done perhaps more frogging in their life than a normal person ought to be doing. So right, so sorry, I've started my repeat again, so I'm doing my 4 doubles, and I'm doing my front post treble around the bottom part there. I'm skipping no stitches whatsoever, and I'm finishing up with 3 doubles. 1, 2 and 3, and with a fair wind and everyone on my side, I have finished up again where I need to, which is really good. So I'm starting at my correct point each time round. Just a good way. As we move on with this and our rounds get bigger and our stitch count gets an awful lot higher, that's going to come into play more and serve you well, I think. So little tip from me. So that's all there is on. That's all there is to it to this round, really. So I'm going to disappear and let you get on with that, and I'll just show you it. Well, do I need to show you it completed? We've already seen it completed, haven't we? But I will. I'm going to just show you it completed at the end, just, you know, for tradition's sake. Okay, just finishing up now. 1, 2, and 3, and smugly ending in the right place. It hasn't always happened that way, and it won't as we go on, I assure you. So what's our stitch count on this? All in, our stitch count is 64. So we've got 56 double crochet and 8 front post trebles. So give that a little count as well. And I think it's worth checking sort of round by round now as we start to increase that stitch count. It's all getting a little bit serious, isn't it? It's not at all. It's just no one wants to spend their time undoing, do they? I don't. I find it most distressing. So I don't want you to have to do it, because that's not the idea, is it? So I'm just finishing the needle join, and what I've done is sneakily not told you what I'm doing there, because you know how to do this now in your sleep, don't you? It remains tremendous to me. It remains one of the all-time great things of crocheting, that. So if you haven't mastered it, do go off and have another look at perhaps some of the previous videos or at our standalone video, and get that under your belt, because you can use that forever and a day in everything that you're making. Okay, so there we go. Round 8. Oh, it's a bit squashed, isn't it? Round, again, seamless and professional. Let's tuck that in and pretend I've sewn it in, can't we? Right, where's the other one? 2 round 8s.